Today we will be installing the blunt threadless headset onto a Razer Ultra Pro deck. We've taken out the old cups and you have to hammer them out, which you can see in our other videos. And this is the blunt threadless headset which I will be using. That is how it came as when we bought it. As you can see, it comes into pieces. That is the bottom cup. That's the part of the bearing race. That will slip onto the bottom of your forks, and you can push that in. Then, this is the bottom cup. As you can see, you need to carefully take out the bearing. There it is. And then, with the bottom cup, you will place that into the bottom of the deck, the tube, and then it will be hammered in. To do the rest of it is, that's the top of it. That bit you will not be using because it's for the bikes. Now, that is the top cup. Again, there's the bearing race. You need to take that out for now, and also carefully take out the bearing. And that you will also need to hammer in, and we will show you that in a minute. Then the last bit is the top cup, which will slip on once you've put your forks through. It will slip on the top of your forks and just seal it down. Okay, now we will show you how to install it. First, you turn to do the bottom cup. This is the easiest way. You put the deck on, say, a piece of wood, or turn it upside down, then you'd put in the bottom cup. There is writing on there, so you've got to make sure it's up the right way. If you turn the scooter upside down, obviously the writing would need to be upside down. And then what you would need to do is, to protect it, you can put a cloth or something like that over it, and a piece of wood. And then you could use a hammer or a rubber mallet and hammer it in all around the outside, around all the edges, so it goes in properly. This could take quite a while. You've got to make sure it's going in evenly though. Going in a bit further. Each time you've got to make sure it goes in evenly. As you can see, it's just about in. You've got to make sure it's in properly, or this may not work for your scooter. There we go, it's just about in, and remember to keep doing it evenly each time. So this will take about probably 2 or 3 minutes sometimes. Maybe a bit less, depends how hard you're hammering. But remember not to hit too hard because you don't want to damage the cup. Right, there we go. So now you can see the bottom cup is in properly. The writing is up the right way. It's got to be in tight, and it's got a bit of a gap, so you just got to make sure it's in perfectly tight, all around the edges, not just on one spot. There you go. As you can see, that's very good now. It's in all the way around, on all sides. Now we will put in the top cup, which has words on it in the blunt case. So if you do get a blunt one and you want words facing, you can pick what one you want on the front. I'm going to have double width. That's your choice. And then again, you cover it with a cloth or something like that, and then the wood, and then hammer it in. start off a bit lighter and make sure it just goes evenly around the edge to start off with. And then later on, you'd start hitting just a bit harder, but not too hard, to make sure it's in properly, like we did with the bottom cup. Got to make sure it's in evenly. And knock around all the edges to make sure it's in nice and tight on every side. As you can see, you need to take a lot of patience to do this, because you want to make sure it's in proper. Because you don't want it to get damaged during the installation. You may need to replace the piece of wood, because it starts to crack if you when you hit it. To do this, it would be a lot easier if you have a vise, but at the moment we don't, so we're doing it this way. Now there are special tools to do this with, but this is a way you can do it if you're at a skate park or something, and it will take a while, but it's a very good way to do it if you're out and about and you don't have your tools with you. As you can see now, it's nearly all the way in. Just take about a couple more hits and hopefully it should be in. You've got to make sure the seal is nice and tight so it won't rattle around. Just about in. Just take a couple more hits hopefully. And there we go, that's in nice and tight. And you just got to remember to be very patient with this, because it will take quite a while. Unless you have the right tools, which are quite expensive.
$300.
A bit more on this side. You can buy the right tools, but they can cost up to $300.
That's in all the way.
There we go. That's in all the way. You've got to make sure it's as good as it can go. Now we'll show you how to do the forks. So the cups are in. Now what you do, that's the part of the bearing race. So you slip that onto the fork, like so. Then it's on there. Then you will put the bearing in the cup and slip the fork through. You've got to make sure the bearings are clean so they don't get damaged and so they will roll smoothly. So you press the bearings in and you slip the forks through with the bearing race on them, and then as you can see they spin quite nicely. Then to do the top one you can turn it over, then you slip the bearings into the top cup after you clean them. Alright, now the bearings are in. Oh no. Right, they're going in now. You've got to press them in tight, give them a nice tight seal. Then you put on the bearing race for the top cup. And then you can put on the top cap, which seals it in nice and tight. Once you have done this, you have fully installed your blunt threadless headset on your Razer Ultra Pro. We hope this helped. If you like it, comment. Thank you.